Hey guys, before jumping to the video, two quick things. First, in a very close 8 to 18, that's not close, vote on the layouts I asked you guys to choose between last week, it seems as though that you guys like Bill Standish's layout more than the Flying Birds. As a result, we'll be using his for the remainder of the season. Granted, it's week 8, so good fucking job, Tom, for being late to the party as always. Anyway, that's the first deal. I hope you guys enjoy, even though the Pokemon are going to be on the right. I think it looks clean. It's a fine layout. Who cares? And we'll go with that until end of the season, whenever that may be. Secondly, this battle is going to be a little bit different than the battles that we have seen throughout the, well, I guess most of the regular season. And I will let you guys find out why it's different right now.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Batatui, coach of the Tampa Bay Luxrays, and today I'm bringing you guys our GBA Season 7 Week 8 match versus none other than Tom. However, this is going to be a little bit of a different video, and that is because we have Tom with us here.
What is up, all you GBA type fans? This is Tom, and unlike previous matches where two coaches do it separately, we figured Mono and I live close enough to one another. Why not do the match, face to face?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely really cool to do it in person, see each other's live reactions and everything. But Tom, why don't you go over the team you brought a little bit, even though you have an entire team builder for it?
I will say something about you.
Okay.
Obviously, we have Mono Queen, defensive Vaporeon, defensive mixed defensive Duck, a Totemize, Citrus Berry, Celesteela, Dual Dance Thundurus, and a meme set Power Herb Bounce Hitmonlee.
That's right, and on my side we have the Dragon Dancing Yachi Berry Zygarde, we have the Calm Mind Jirachi, we have the 3 attacks, 3 dark moves, Swords Dance, Bisharp with the black glasses, we have the physical defensive Miltank, the Specs Greninja, and the Choice Banded Buzzwole. So what were you thinking about going into this game?
Well, I thought I don't want to lose, that's first off. I kind of needed this to win, basically, because just with the playoff race and all that, kind of figure I can give Mono a good game, considering that he is one of the best coaches in the league this season, or just in general. And I figured, hey, I think I have a pretty solid team. Hopefully, I could at least give him a run for his money.
Mm-hmm. And I, of course, am looking to get to win this game in order to kind of break the losing streak and to secure the spot for playoffs. And we're going to hit play, and we're going to see how that worked out. So I'm going to lead with my Zygarde. You're going to lead with your Nidoqueen. I assume to maybe get up hazards or to threaten out something that you thought I would lead with.
Well, the idea was anything else that you might have led with, like Jirachi or otherwise, would outspeed if you pivoted on a slower thing like Vaporeon or Porygon 2. It wouldn't really make sense. And leading Thundurus, you do have a ground type in Zygarde, so T-Bolt wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah, so I led with Zygarde because I expected either a lead Nidoqueen to start getting up hazards or a lead with Thundurus, just because I have one ground type and Thundurus hurts my team quite a bit. So I'm going to go right for the 1,000 Arrows just because I am Yachi Berry. Even if he's Shook a Berry and has Ice Beam, I can live it. So I'm going to go right for the 1,000 Arrows. It's going to end up doing a decent amount of damage because very first turn, going to get a crit. That's
great crit, great crit.
Always really good. It's going to pretty much force him to go for Wish here, whereas prior, he kind of could have gone for an Ice Beam or a Scald or whatever, so I was debating going for Toxic here. But instead I was like, hey, why not just go into Jirachi and start going for Calm Minds? Because this thing, like I said, my team builder is EV'd to take Scald and not break the sub at +1 special defense. If I get to +2/+2, then Porygon 2, unless it's offensive, will not be able to break the sub with Shadow Ball. Once I get to +3, Celesteela, that is uninvested, will not be able to break my sub with Flamethrower. So we're just going to start setting up those Calm Minds. I didn't want to sub on this turn because Scald can still break the sub if he decided to go for it. But he's going to go for the Protect, as the first Calm Mind's going to go off.
I did kind of expect that he would go into Jirachi. I only have Ice Beam, as you guys would know, because I didn't want to go for Scalds on a Spadef Zygarde and not be able to break subs. I thought that was kind of a bit more threatening for a defensive Vaporeon. When he went for CM, then the panic button kind of starts getting pressed. Because if he gets the +2, like he had just stated, essentially this game becomes, well, my sweepers have to start dying. Then he goes for sub. Then we have more of a problem. Then keep pressing the panic button. Because at this point, only Thundurus outpaces, Jirachi, assuming that he does his speed calcs correctly. And if he didn't, then that's the only real plus I could hope for. once we get to +2, +3, then, well, game going downhill from here.
Yeah, so Jirachi's at +2/+2 behind a sub in front of the thing that can't break the sub.
I tried.
Yeah, he's just gonna go for the hidden power.
Ground.
Gonna maybe hope for a crit. Not gonna get it.
Wasn't even a crit. Just maybe. Hopefully. Thought I could break a sub with no investment. Well, 20 investment.
Yeah, maybe I was accidentally like a level 2 Jirachi.
You know what? That would have been cool.
It would probably would have helped.
The only idea I had here was that if he tried to sub, thinking I could break it with the second hidden power ground, then I would have a chance. But if he calm mind like we see that he does, Celestial is not living a +3. I assume Thunderbolt because Psychic plus Electric. We saw it with Envy. We saw it with Cooper. That coverage does beat the majority of my team, and that's kind of what's going to happen here.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to knock this thing out just because if he was fully specially defensive or if he was like an Assault Vest variant or whatever, I wouldn't be able to knock it out. But as you're going to see here, he's more of an offensive set, and it's going to die. And then that's going to be a theme for this game, is things dying to Jirachi. Not even going to look it in the face because instead he has this stuffed animal that you're forced to look at as you slowly get obliterated by
I actually have a sub plush.
Really?
That's actually very cool.
That's pretty cool.
Only idea I had here was to try and break a sub with a Mach Punch, which I do. I don't have Sucker Punch, as you guys see from the team builder. I know he's going to kill me with Psychic, but at least I break the sub so that maybe I can go into Thunderous and have a chance at then at least doing damage to Jirachi if I got a crit. That's kind of my only shot, but even then I assume he has enough HP investment from full to live. I'm not Life Orb Thunderous. I'm, leftover Thunderous, so that's kind of the only shot here, but I figured at least with some damage.
Yeah, basically he kind of has to just go for the crit, maybe the para, maybe both, which would actually be a 0.15%, because had that happen last
We get one, boys!
there's the para. Not a crit, though, and as you're going to see, we are now in a wheelchair, but that's okay because people in wheelchairs can succeed, and you're going to...
They go to the Special Olympics.
They do. They do very good.
Is it Special Olympics? Handicap Olympics? Wow. Okay, that's where this one goes way off the rail. Obviously, the rest of the things on my team now are just slower, and even with you see this Earth Power does that, and yeah, I can't. I'll hope for a para maybe.
Yeah, pretty much his only chance is that he either para hacks me to death or crits me, and then even then it'll be 5-3. Pretty much all of his offense is gone.
Yeah.
Buzzwole comes in and kind of just fucks everything in the face. So.
I pretty much conceded once I knew my offense went down in Celestial, Hitmonlee, and Thunderous. I figured without Hitmonlee, I can't kill Buzzwole. Without Thunderous, I can't really break a lot of his team in terms of setting up. And with just having walls, knowing mono, he could just, run all over my team. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and the fact that I'm paralyzed actually means that, like, Porygon 2, after Tracing Serene Grace, can't, like, try attack freeze me or something. Not that it would have mattered, because I would have subbed up versus this thing anyway, but unless he, like, crits me with Hidden Power Ground, we're going to just sit in here and kill this Porygon 2. As you're going to see here, Hidden Power is going to go out. It's not going to do anything, because I'm at, like, +3 Spadef at this point. Leftovers is going to go off. It's going to get basically the same amount of HP back that he just took away from me. And then...
That's a good point.
Yeah, and then he's going to be in range of the +3 Psychic after the first one, so... Down goes Porygon 2.
You see what? You know what? I'm okay with this. Because even in my preparation, we did kind of go over a lot of things, and like I stated, we saw that Envy last week, he did have the Calm Mind on the Cresselia. He did realize that Calm Mind plus Psychic plus Ice Beam does a lot to my team. We saw Cooper do the same thing when I faced him with Reuniclus. And I assume other coaches are going to see this and know and do pretty much the same thing. Not a problem with that. Just something to recognize for the future. And yeah, take this win and take your win in stride. Take this loss and learn from it. And kind of realize that while I may be able to handle his other things, kind of look at a sub Calm Mind as another problem to deal with.
Yeah, so as you saw there, after the... okay. Let me go back to here. Cool. So after the Jirachi took, I think, 8 damage from the Ice Beam, we were able to knock it out with the Thunderbolt. So that's going to be the game.
It's a good way for you to break your losing streak.
It sure is. I was kind of worried because I've never lost more than 2 games in a row in any league. And...
Oh, I know that feeling all too well.
And I didn't want to start now, and thankfully we don't have to. And now we're in a much better spot for playoffs. I don't think we're completely locked in yet, but it's looking very good. We're sitting at 6-2. We have a few more games to go. I believe like 4 more games to go. So we're looking pretty solid. I'm happy with where the season's at right now. How about you?
Well, I did just get through my my gauntlet after going Crimson, John, Envy, you. And I think now that I have Geo, Steve, aka Battle Axe, and then Necro Steve-O, and then Crimson, I have more of a likelihood to win. Granted, though, don't think 6-6 is going to cut it from my division in terms of playoffs. I'm okay with that, considering I was, what, 3-13 or 3-9 last season? Yeah, 3-9. Sorry, football in the brain.
Minus 30 differential or something.
29. Give me one credit. But, I mean, I guess the point is just that if this season turns out not that bad as last season, I'm okay with that. And I think I have a better team and playing better. Overall, I think looked at some threats on your team, things like Zygarde, things like Buzzwole, things like Bisharp. It kind of overlooked something like Jirachi. So, my fault. But one thing I will say is that it was actually cool to battle you in person. It's much different than, you know, obviously every other week where coaches just kind of battle over Wi-Fi or whatever. They don't talk, at least before, then after. And
yeah, it can kind of make it personal, which is in a good way. I mean, like when you're lighthearted with a person, it can make it like more personal, kind of more intimate, I guess.
Also, side note, we had a bet on this, and Mono got dinner, so
that's right. Greasiest burger I've ever eaten.
Fucking Applebee's, man.
Anyway, I think that's gonna wrap it up for this video. If you have any closing comments, feel free to.
We're gonna upload the same battle on each of our channels, so you know you're welcome, analysts. But figures is a cool way to kind of change up a season.
Yeah, maybe I'll get to be #1 again.
Maybe.
Alright, but thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Check out Tom in the description below. And have a nice day, everyone. Next week, we're going up against Duncan Knee Deep of the Free State Toracats. And Tom, you're going up against...
Going up against Geo and the San Francisco Giantes. It's back to the...
divisions?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So once again, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.